nominee for United States Congress from Arkansas's 4th District. As you know, just down the road, about 10 miles, we have Jeff Sessions, who is visiting our fair city, and it's not every day that we have cabinet members who arrive here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We're here today because we wanted to take the opportunity to have our voices heard. And let's say this, the nation right now, it's not the nation that I was raised to believe in. The political divisiveness that we are facing right now is worse than I've ever seen it. And let me tell you this, I am done being nice with an administration that is anything but nice. We are a grassroots local campaign. Every person on our staff is a volunteer who is here because they believe passionately in the message of a better tomorrow. We know that we can and will have a better tomorrow for all of Arkansas, but we also know that it's events just like this event where you show up, and when we show up to the polls in 96 days on November the 6th, that we will turn the 4th District blue then. Yes! It is our time. You know, we thought Betsy DeVos was going to be here today. She's not. And we wanted to use this opportunity to talk about education and to feature pro-education candidates. Those of you in here who know me, you know that that's my background. I've spent my career in secondary and higher education, teaching in high schools and community colleges all over South and Central Arkansas. But what I've seen over the past few years is an administration that does not prioritize education. This administration didn't allocate any funds towards education, and instead, Congress just had to allocate those same funds that they'd had years prior. We know that education is the foundation of everything. You build up great students, you build up great communities, you build up great states, you ultimately build a great nation, and that's what we've got to return to. We must return to focusing on education, and there are common sense solutions that our current representative is not doing to make education better for our rural school districts here in Arkansas that are struggling. To focus on education, what we need to do is make certain that the federal government is held accountable to the promises that they've made Arkansas schools, but they aren't following through on them. You know, as an educator, what I've seen over the past decade is I push and I push and I push our students. I push them to succeed, to get a higher education. They go out, they're successful, they get that degree, but they can't return home to their hometowns because there aren't economic opportunities available for them. Our towns are drying up. Our voices are not being heard. Well, today our voices will be heard loud and clear that the people of Arkansas's 4th District will not be forgotten. I will stand up and fight every single day for us. For us. 1 out of every 4 of our people living right here in the 4th District, 1 out of every 4 children and elderly are living in poverty. They're living in poverty. Our people are struggling to make ends meet, many working 2 and 3 jobs just to be able to provide for their families. They're not making it. But we've got a government that's not focused on the people and instead is focused on profits. Well, it's time for us to take back our democracy and put it in our hands. I'm done being nice. It's time for us to take it back, and that starts today.
This is what democracy looks like. Up with education, down with Jeff Sessions. Up with education, down with Jeff Sessions.
People are asking, why are we protesting? I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, and There is a war on public education, and Betsy DeVos was supposed to come here to talk about school safety, which I applaud the discussion, but there's no discussion of how the defunding of public education has contributed to the problem of school violence. And people are scared. People are scared of their schools, and who does that benefit? Private schools. As a mom, I have to tell my children why they're seeing images of children in cages in our country, and that horrifies me and scares me. And I used to be a voter, and now I'm an activist because I feel like our country is going down the wrong direction, and no one seems to be paying attention. And if they were paying attention, they would be outraged. And so,
my name is Kelly Reyes, Kellyreyes, Kelly Reyes.
And you're what grade do you teach?
I teach 6th grade literacy in El Dorado.
You drove all the way up here.
I did.
Why?
Because in the last 4 years that I've been teaching, we've had 2 lockdowns or 2 shootings that I do not want to continue happening. I do not want guns in my school. I will quit teaching if I have to be in a school where teachers are armed, because I have enough to worry about in my daily job. I shouldn't have to worry about someone next to me in a classroom being armed. I shouldn't have to worry about my son going to school and his teacher being armed, about kids getting a hold of guns. I shouldn't have to worry about children in detention centers. I shouldn't have to worry about students of mine worrying about ICE coming to get them or coming to get their parents. This is just ridiculous, the way that things have been going in our country, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop.
There are critics of protesters out here who say, this is a roundtable on school safety, and people are protesting that. Why, what's your response to that?
My response to that is Jeff Sessions is a man who, his policies are basically kidnapping children, mistreating children, and he's going to tell me how to keep my students safe. He is no person at all with any authority to tell me what's right for children when he's putting them in cages and separating them from their parents. It is not okay.